Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Unlikely as we close out the year. You know, Christmas is around the corner. If you're like me, you may have not started your shopping yet, but there is a solution, a great solution, in my opinion. WrestleMania 42 coming back to Vegas. Tickets available on Ticketmaster.com. You can get the 2-day tickets or individual days for Saturday and Sunday are on sale again at Ticketmaster.com. And here to talk about it is someone who has had an incredible 2025, who is joining the show for the first time in, I believe, like 2 years. Maxxine Dupri, the women's Intercontinental champion, is in the building. Maxxine, how are you?
Good morning. I am wonderful. Thank you for waking up bright and early to chat with me.
We have to. And look, I said that your year's been incredible. Could we describe you being on cloud nine with everything that's happened this year? Is that safe to say?
Oh, it's safe to say I'm on whatever cloud is at the tippy top, because let me tell you, I'm high up there, like just floating.
No, it's been amazing to see, and like even doing some research, getting prepared for this. Like just finding out that, hey, I don't know if you knew this, but you were the fourth woman to ever win a title at Madison Square Garden. You were the first person to win the
Wait, I know
Intercontinental
that.
Championship. Yeah, you're the first person to win
At
the
Madison
IC
Square Garden?
title. Yeah, fourth woman ever. The It's been 24 years since someone has won an Intercontinental Champion, period, in Madison Square Garden. All
Incredible.
that. Have you had a moment, whether it was when you got back to the hotel after that night on Raw, or just in these past few weeks following that, to kind of soak it all in with what you've accomplished?
I have, and it's just been so special. That whole day was such a whirlwind. Like, I just couldn't believe that I was walking out of Madison Square Garden as the IC champ. And it's like you kind of stay in that whirlwind, I feel like, for like a week. Like, it still wasn't hitting me. And I don't know that I ever, like, there was a part of me with that like delusional confidence that I was like, yes, one day I can achieve it. I can hold a singles title. I know I can do it. But the other part of me was like, but like maybe in 10 years, like I have a lot of work to do. So to achieve that and to pin Becky Lynch, of all people, especially, really just like rocked me to my core. I'm just filled with so much gratitude, but also with so much motivation, because I know what I have to do to continue to hold this title and to continue to raise this title and continue to make it a big deal, like Lyra Valkyria did and like Becky Lynch did. I don't want to be the person that drops that ball. So I gotta stay locked in. And it's the biggest blessing and the biggest pressure. And I'm just so grateful.
No, it's that good pressure to have. And like the one thing I really appreciate is, there's some people that are close to you, that we've had on the show recently, and the way that they've spoken about you and how you can really feel how beloved you are. For instance, when you won some of WWE's social content, when they got the reactions, whether
Yeah,
it was your brethren with the Alpha Academy or CM Punk and Rhea Ripley,
I
can you
know.
walk me back? Can you take me back rather to walking through Gorilla with that IC title on your shoulder in those moments?
Oh, I was so taken aback. When I first saw Tozawa, first of all, I didn't know that he was like truly emotional. I thought he was messing with me. And I was like, oh my God, like made it even more special, because obviously I'm feeling those emotions, but to watch someone that you've worked so closely with feel those same emotions for you is so unbelievable. And to have someone like Rhea Ripley and CM Punk excited watching me win my first title is like, I have goosebumps right now talking about it. It's like, how did I get here? I don't know. But that's what makes this so special, is that locker room. It's the people I work with. It's Otis and Tozawa. It's having my parents there, my fiance there. Like, it's the whole thing, I think, is why it took me so long to come back down to earth and be like, wow, I really did this.
And girl, don't get back to earth. Stay on cloud nine. You deserve it. You deserve it. It's
Thank
amazing.
you.
And even just like some of the things that you've talked about in interviews, because I talked to you about backstage, but even when you look at this current women's division and everyone who's active in it right now, I know how close and how much you hold Tilda Divas to your heart.
Yeah.
And I talked to Chelsea Green about this, and I want to ask you too. I'm calling it the Diva Renaissance, because whether it's you, whether it's Chelsea, the
Yeah.
return of Nikki Bella, Tiffany
Yes.
Stratton, Lash Legend, like there's a variety of people you can
Yes.
choose from that are kind of holding that. So to you, do you feel the same?
I think what's so beautiful about 2025 is that, yes, we can do it all. We can be fabulous and wear a ton of rhinestones, but also like Tiffany Stratton's going to go out there and she is going to kick someone's butt to the ground. Like she is strong. She's athletic. Chelsea Green, same thing. She may come out there in the fiercest gear you've ever seen, but that girl can work circles like around everyone. It's incredible. So it's really cool that we're in a position where we can do both. Get you a girl that can do both. And I love that for us. I love seeing it with Lash Legend. I love seeing it with Nikki Bella. I think we've kind of always had people who dabbled, but I think we're coming into this renaissance of, yes, you can have that, but you can also be strong and fierce and taken seriously. And I love that.
And I also love your eagerness to improve, to learn, to get better. I think everyone can take that and put it into their own life with whatever they're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, where does that eagerness, where does that come from, the work ethic?
Oh my gosh. I think I've always been this way. I think it comes from my parents. I just saw my parents work so hard their whole life. Like my dad was always up at 4:30, working before work, those kinds of things. And so it's kind of all I knew. And when I grew up as a competitive dancer, I'm a very competitive person with myself. I have this weird thing where I'm really not competitive with other people. I don't know why.
It's just you.
It's just
every mistake you've done.
Yes. With everyone else, I'm not really comparing myself because I know that I'm on my own journey and me comparing myself to Chelsea who's been doing this for a decade, that would be silly. I'm not that deep in the game yet. So I'm very competitive with my own self. And I think that is where the work ethic comes from, is that I cannot go out there and make the same mistake that I saw myself make and cringe to my core watching it back. So I will be working on that thing until I go out there the next time and I can be like, okay, I checked that off.
Got you. And so I'm going to be honest with you, looking from the outside, when I see the dungeon and I see everyone there, kind of feels like, hey, have you had a match before? Get in the ring. You're welcome. That's the environment that Natty's built. But can you walk me through some behind the scenes of getting to the dungeon and beginning that training and everything you're doing now and continuing to do?
Yeah, the dungeon is a sacred place. And I truly do feel that training there with Natty and with TJ has changed the trajectory of my career. Because I think there's so many people that have had a hand in teaching me and guiding me to get to where I am. But I think when we look at the last year and when I started training there consistently, to be working on the things that they work on, which is intensity, aggression, those in-betweens, I think those are what has changed my matches and my performance the most. And it's terrifying. It's actually so terrifying to perform in front of your peers and people that I don't want TJ to leave and be like, oh, wow, that was a bad night for Max. I want him to leave and be like, wow, she gave it everything she had and she improved even if it was just 1%. So it's a lot of pressure. Obviously, you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of your peers. But I think that that's also, again, that motivation that's I'm competitive with myself. I don't want to walk out of there embarrassed. I want to make sure I give it my all. And by doing that, there is nights where I'm getting done with whatever thing we're doing in the ring. And it's I am huffing and puffing like I've never huffed and puffed before. It's I am my quads might slip off the bone and they might be left in this building as I go home tonight. But those are the moments that build those lungs. We call them the dungeon lungs. So that when I'm in this match, like I was on Monday with Ivy Nile, and she keeps trying to get out of that ankle lock, I have the ability to stay locked in, to keep breathing, to keep snatching it, and to cinch it so I can retain.
I'm going to need you to text Natty right now and say dungeon lungs and make that a shirt. That's some merch right there. That is
it's her thing.
Perfect.
She tells me it's those dungeon lungs, and I'm like, yep.
No, it's amazing. And another thing that was amazing is you got, when you became the champion, the finger point Triple H picture. And
Oh,
that's
my
awesome.
gosh.
But
yes.
in my opinion, there was another photo that was a little bit above that I thought was really awesome. Was with the other Intercontinental champion at the time in WWE with John Cena. Can you even compare the two photos? Because that's crazy to have on the Instagram. Your clout is out of here.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm just what do the kids call it? Aura farming?
You're aura farming. But could you talk me through getting that picture?
So first of all, I think, when you get signed to this company, you dream of that photo. That photo with Triple H is just like the pat on the back of like, you see me and you see what I've done, and we get this moment together, and it's so special. So for that's something I've been waiting for since I got signed. Now, I don't think I ever thought I was getting a photo with John Cena, let alone as the two IC champs. I always felt like if I get a photo with him, it'll be because he came to the Performance Center and talked, and I get a photo, which is also amazing and incredible, but I never knew it would happen in that way. So when I was at TV that day, I actually had told myself, like, you need to ask for the photo. Like, you have to, my only goal is to build up the courage. So he happened to talk to me that day, and we were talking about how I won the title and the ball's rolling and how I just got to stay locked in and keep growing. And I got too scared to ask. I was like,
yeah, because we having the conversation and like, how do you slip it in?
Bug him. And thank you, Maddie Cox from our social team. As he walks by, he grabbed someone and said like, hey, let's try and get a photo of them really quick. And I was like, yes, please get the photo. We got the photo. I got it immediately airdropped to me. And I was like, oh, that's going live ASAP. That moment for me, first of all, the fact that I was Intercontinental champion at the same time as John Cena is already wild. And, in headquarters, they put up those big photos of the champs.
Yes.
So I have a photo of us like side by side, which I'm like, this is just crazy. Like, my mind will never be able to wrap around that. But that photo, like, that will be framed on my wall for the rest of my life.
And I need to take it back to the dungeon because he did make a visit to the dungeon recently. You talked to me about that experience too, to really get like a more hands-on type of feel.
I think what's so crazy and that I maybe didn't fully understand. I know we always say there's people who give so much to our business, right? And like, we know that they give a lot to our business. When I tell you John Cena gives everything to this business, I mean everything. The way that he came in there and spoke to us and answered every question made us all feel seen and welcome to voice whatever questions we had. No, like, oh, why would you ask that? Or that's a dumb question. Like, every single question he answered with such patience and integrity. And I left there feeling so inspired in a way I haven't felt in a long time. And it was such a special moment. And then Bailey, she put on this women's seminar.
Yes, I was going to get to it.
Yes, it was hosted at Flatbacks. And I actually wasn't there the day John Cena came, but let me just first say, Bailey put on the most amazing seminar I have ever seen. The way that she was able to get all of these women together, give them so much knowledge and like actual things they can use to move forward in their career. I learned so much the day that I was able to go. It was such a beautiful day. And I kept saying to Bailey, like, this is so fun. Like, I didn't know that I was so intimidated by men, but let me tell you, I'm having so much fun with all the women in the ring. Like, no pressure. We're having a great time. And John Cena actually drove, which is, at least 2 hours, maybe more, and spent the entire day with them. He watched all their matches. One of my friends who's on the Indies, Noelle, was there. She got to a match in front of John Cena. Like, that's crazy. So crazy. But when I tell you he gives everything to the business, I mean everything.
No, it's a beautiful thing. And for the record, because I don't think I've done an interview since that camp, it's the most caring thing a professional wrestler has ever done. To have everyone come in and pay for all of that. Bailey, you get your flowers. That's absolutely incredible.
And she knows what it's like to be in that position, So like when I tell you, like, we had energy drinks, we had snacks, like I can't explain to you how amazing, like, she took care of everyone. I was truly flabbergasted. Like, I could go on about it for another 20 minutes, but like, out of this world.
Well, do it when you're in studio. Just a reminder to everybody, WrestleMania 42 tickets available, Ticketmaster.com. Perfect Christmas gift, perfect stocking stuffer, individual tickets and 2-day tickets for Saturday and Sunday, night 1 and night 2. Again, available on Ticketmaster.com. Of course, that is in April 2026. As we head into the new year, Maxxine, you've accomplished a lot of great things in 2025. Do you have the vision board prepared for 2026? What are some of the goals?
Listen, I'm actually making my vision board next week when I'm home for 2026 because it's the week that I like to do it, the week of Christmas.
Nice.
But I've got a lot of goals. One is hanging on to this baby. It would be iconic, if you will, if I was the longest reigning IC champion. But, there's some shiny tag titles floating around. I would I would love to have a very wonderful showing in the Royal Rumble this year. That's something that I'm working really hard towards because those dungeon lungs, you got to have those in those long matches. And I think just continuing to build my confidence and continuing to perfect my craft.
How difficult or annoying, I don't know what adjective you want to use to describe, but the process of having to carry that title everywhere, like getting through airport security.
Oh, I am loving it. Are you kidding me? She's a little heavy, but I love her. It's like my emotional support blanket on the plane, you know?
I love it, but this is like TSA, hey, can I take a quick selfie with this? Or
No, actually, they usually just like look at me about 7 times and they're like, hang on a second, what's going on here? But truly, it's been amazing.
no, it's incredible. WrestleMania, of course, coming back to Vegas, Las Vegas. They say it's the entertainment and sports capital of the world. We know how to put on a great show. And for you, I hope you're on this WrestleMania card. And when you get to be on the WrestleMania card, that means you get a WrestleMania entrance. So right now, I am giving you the ability to create your dream WrestleMania entrance with whoever and whatever. Do you have any idea on what you'd want to do?
Wow. That is such a great question. On the spot. Here's the thing. When I was an NFL cheerleader, and an NBA dancer, I loved every opportunity when we got to perform with artists. We often got the opportunity to dance with different rappers and people that would come and do halftime shows.
Yeah.
So I would love to have the opportunity to incorporate my girls that like, seriously, that's what got me here. And that's what taught me so much. So I think that.
Like literally your coworkers, your teammates, and have them be the actual.
I would love to have some NFL cheerleaders out there. Here's the thing: we're in Las Vegas, right? So I think we'd have to do the Raiderettes, which I do have friends that are Raiderettes. I was a Los Angeles Rams cheerleader. It's a short drive. It's
a short flight. Burbank to Vegas, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That's incredible, and that's so thoughtful. Stop being such an amazing person. I love that. Everyone's like, let me get Sabrina Carpenter or Kendrick or The Weeknd.
That'd be cool too. But
no, that's incredible. On a very serious note, I got 2 final questions for you. But this next one, the most serious one. A lot of accusations, a lot of expletives have been thrown your way, and vlogs are being created by Becky Lynch. I want to give you the opportunity in this platform. Is there anything you want to say to her in kind of a response, or do you just want to show the title and be like, this is mine, deal with it?
Here's the thing. I am honored to be her inspiration. You can steal my recipe. The sauce will not taste the same. It just won't. And she can't even make her next move until I make mine because she's hitting copy paste. So, I'm constantly brewing up new creative ideas, and I'm sure she'll hop on those trains too. But until then, I will be over here just polishing my baby.
I will use what you just said as an Instagram caption very shortly. Let's close it out with this. A lot of people celebrate with a championship in a lot of different ways. Matter of fact, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, they got a little naughty with how they celebrated it. Logan Paul taking his title in the shower. Like, all that stuff was cool. What I haven't seen before is someone take their championship to leg day and do some squats and do some deadlifts. One of the craziest and dopest celebrations I've seen with the championship. Whose idea was that?
Mine. We got to take her everywhere with me. Let me tell you, first of all, I've seen the Becky photo, so we Lysol'd her. Don't worry, just in case. But here's the thing. I'm not really here to celebrate. I gotta keep working to hang on to this. It's like I had the best moment when I got back to the locker room with Bailey, Roxanne, AJ Lee, and Rhea. They were all in there waiting for me, like, so late. Seriously, it was so late because I had to go straight to media and Raw recap. And we may have done a little sip of tequila and took in this moment in Madison Square Garden. And I felt so blessed to have them in that locker room with me. And that was the best celebration I needed. But then it was time to lock back in because I had to be ready for Monday night versus Ivy Nile, which I was. And I've got to be ready for whoever's next. If Roxanne's going to step up, I need to be ready. She's an incredibly talented wrestler. So sadly, I don't have time to be showering and taking selfies with her. Okay, I need to be in the gym hitting leg day.
Listen, Maxxine's always working. She got dreams and goals to accomplish in 2026, and we can't wait to see her in Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, WrestleMania 42. Again, tickets on sale at Ticketmaster.com. Maxxine, to see all your progression and where you're at these past couple years has been inspiring and a beautiful thing to see. Thank you for sharing a few moments with us. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in Vegas soon enough.
Happy holidays. See you in Las Vegas.